Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel at Illumination.ng. Kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you can have access to any video I'm going to be dropping later in the day. So right now we have the question on material pricing or material valuation. So we're going to be starting with, we know what material pricing entails. It's a process that involves having to determine price of materials to which an organization can issue out products, either using the last in first out method or the first in first out method, as well as the weighted average method. Okay, so there are different various methods that you can use in valuing your material or pricing material. At times, this can bring about price differentiation. So what we're simply going to do now is I want to look at how we are going to issue out material or stock from the organization using various methods. Okay, so for now, we're going to start with the LIFO method, which is the last in, first out method. Okay, so let us start and do some things on material pricing. Okay, so I'm going to draw out. The table. So I'm going to draw out the table. So let us go ahead. So I'm going to start with the date. And we're also going to show our workings. Okay, so let's start. So here we have the date. So let me just restart. So let's see what we can do in the next couple of minutes. So we'll start with the date. Then I'm going to start with the colon. So don't mind my drawing because I'm using a pen. So this area is for the receipts or orders that we make, and this area is for the issues that is product that are being issued out, issues, and this first area is for our balance. Okay, balance. Okay, so here we're gonna have subcolumns. Let me just read that out. So we're gonna have subcolumns here. We're gonna have quantity, the quantity of the product. So we're also going to have the price per unit. We can see unit price, and we're going to have the amount. So please, when you are drawing yours, kindly ensure that you draw it accurately. Okay, so we're going to have unit price or price per unit price here too, unit price as well as the amount. Okay, the amount. Then we also have the balance and we have the amount. Okay, so let us go on with that. So let's do it this way. Okay, so now we have the four major columns, that is the date, the receipts, the issues, and the balance. So we're going to start with last in first out method. The last in first out method, also known as the LIFO method. Okay, so in the question we're told that in January 1, we received. How many units do we receive? We received 2,000 units. 2,000 units of goods in Naira. So ensure you put your Naira sign. This is important. Naira sign. Okay, so this is a unit price. This is a unit price. Okay. So 2,000. We bought the goods at 2,000 units of goods at 2 Naira. 2 Naira. So when we multiply this is going to give us 4,000. 2,000 times 2 will give us 4,000 Naira. And then at the end of the day, we have a balance of 4,000 Naira. Since we did not issue on this date, so we just put dash, nothing here. So on January 13th, okay, January 13th, we received another unit of goods. Okay, we received 520 units of goods at 2 naira 10 kobo. Okay, so 2 naira 10 kobo times 5,000. Okay, so let me just 520. So let me use my calculator so that I don't make any mistake in my computation. See, so you can just go ahead to and take a calculator and do the workings. Okay, so 2,000, that's about 1,020, I think. So let's just go ahead and do the calculation. 520 multiplied by 2.10. So that's 1,092, not 1,020, 1,092. Okay, that is 1,092. So let's write that then, 1,092. So we're going to add this because we received this item again. We are going to write the value, that is 1,092 plus 4,000. This will give us 5,092. Okay, because this 1,092 here, we add it to this to give us this. Okay, Okay. So on January 25, okay, January 25, I'm going to try to finish up this method in the next couple of minutes. So we issued out, okay, 1,400 units. Okay, good. So we need to, because we're saying last in first out, it means the price of the last item that came in that we purchased is what we're going to use to issue out first. So what is the value? We don't know. So we issue out, okay, issued out here. So the first thing that we have to do is to consider this price first. The last time we issued 520, we're going to consider the price first, 520 at 2 naira 10 kobo, okay, 2 naira 10 kobo. Please try to be judicious and also neat in your presentation. So 520 times 210 will give us 1,092. And also we also have out of 1,400. Yes, I think that's the unit. We usually have 1,400 units. Yes, okay. So this is 1,400. Please, not 14,000. 1,400. Please take note. So we have, if we're going to dot 520 from 1,400 minus 520, we're going to be left with a balance of 880. Okay, 880. So we're not going to issue now because we have exhausted issuing this one out. So we're going to now issue at this price. Okay, at this price, that will be at 2 naira. 2 naira. Please take note. So 880 times 2 naira, 880 times 2 naira. That will give us 1,760. Okay, 1,760. So let's add that together. Plus 1092. Okay, that's 2852. So 2852, because we are issue out, we're going to take it out from this. That will be 5092 minus 2852. Okay, we are going to be left with 2240. Okay, 2240 for 0. So 1092, let me add that again, 1092 plus 1760, that's 2852. 2852 minus 5092. So that's accurate. Okay, so let us move on. So I hope I can finish this. Let's move on. February 10, I'm going to be quick with my presentation. On February 10, we received 800 units, 800 at 2 naira 30 kobo. Okay, so this will give us 800 times 2 times 2.30. This will give us 1,840. So which we are going to bring in. So we're going to add it back to this plus 2240. So we're going to be having 4080. So on February 26, we received 600 units again. 600 units at 2 naira 50 kobo. Okay, so let's multiply that 600 multiplied by 2 naira 50 kobo. That is 1,500, which we're going to add to 4080 plus 4080. That's going to give us 5580. 5580. Okay, on March 20th. March 20th. Okay. The company issued 1,240 units of goods, so 1,240. Okay, so this is 1,240. So, this has to come down to the issue side. Okay, we are issuing. So, this we're going to apportion, or we're going to break this down. We're going to break this down now. So, let us consider this. So, because we said this is last in, first out. Okay, so the last price or the last item that was received by the organization was this 600 at this price of 2 naira 50 kobo. Okay, so this is the last in, first out. We're considering this price, which is the last price of goods that came in. Okay, the which is also the current price. Okay, so let us now consider this. So we're going to consider 6 out of this 1,240. We're going to break it down. Okay, we're going to take 600 out of it at at 2 naira 50 kobo. Okay, then the remaining, we have 640 left. When we take 600 out of 1,040, we have 640 left. So the 640, we can find it here. Okay, we can see take 640 out of 800 and consider the price of 2 naira 30 kobo. So we now say 640 at 2 naira 30 kobo. Okay, 2 naira 30 kobo. So 600 times 250, 2 naira 50 kobo will give us 15. Okay, and 640 times 230 should give us that should be 27. Okay, that will be 1,472. So this should give us 2,972. Okay, so let me confirm that again by using the calculator. So let me confirm that figure so that I don't make any mistake. So this is just how you're going to break it down and ensure that you're able to value your stock or your material based on this formula or based on this method, last in, first out. Okay, so 640 multiplied by 2.30, so that's 1472. So we're going to take 2972 out of 5580. Okay, so we take this off from here, this we take it off from here. Okay, so because we have issued out, so let us look at that. That will be 5580 minus 2972. 2972. Okay, so we are left with 2608. Okay, so we're gonna have 266, okay, 608. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, we have April 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 24. So we issued another goods, 480 units. Okay, so we come down here. So remember that the last item we worked on, we took 640 out of this 800, meaning that we are still left with 160 out of the 800. So we consider the 160 at 2 naira 30 kobo. Okay, 30 kobo. So let me multiply that. 160 times 2 naira 30 kobo. Okay, that should give us 138. So that is 138. 138. So out of 480, we should have 320 left. So the next thing is to now decide which is the last price that we have left that we have not exhausted. Okay, so we have 2 naira. Okay, we have 2 naira, because here if you look at this price, we only took 880 units out of this 2,000. So we still have about 1,120 left. So which out of it we can still find 320 units out of the stock left here. Okay, so we now say at 2 naira. Okay, at 2 naira. So let us multiply that. That will be 320 multiplied by 2 naira. That will give us 640. Okay, that's 640. That's 640. So let's add that together. So that will give us 877. So let's take 778 out of 2608. 2608 minus 778. So that's going to give us 1830. So that's 1830. So let's move on. So we have May 12. We received some items, okay? We received 1000 units of items. At what's the price? That's 2 naira 20 kobo. 2 naira 20 kobo, okay? So 2 naira 20 kobo times 1000 times 2 naira 20 kobo should give us 2200. So that's going to give us 2200. Okay, 2200. We're going to add it back to 1830, give us 0, 0, okay, 0. So that should give us, 0. This should be 3. 2200 plus 1830, that's 3, 0. That should be 4. So we have 4030 naira worth of stock, okay, or material. So let us go to the next one, which is May 28th. May 28th. So we were now told that we issued out 760 units of goods. 760 units of goods, okay? So let me try to read that. So don't mind the way I'm reading. So let us just go ahead. So we issued out 760 units of goods at we don't know the price, so we're going to lose because we're using last in first out, so we're going to consider this. So that'll be 760 at 2 naira 20 kobo per unit. Okay, so that will be 760 times 2 naira 20 kobo. So the price is 2 naira 20 kobo times 760. So that's going to give us 1672. So 1672, we take it away from 4030, from 4030. Okay, from 4030. So we should have 2358 left, okay? That is 2358. 2358, so it should give us 23358. So let us check what we have done. Let's check what we have done. April 24, we have 480, okay? This we're able to get this 2608. 2608, okay? So on April 24, we were told we issued out 480 units of goods, of which we have 160. We have 160 at 2 naira 30 kobo, which gives us 160 times 2 naira 30 kobo. Okay, let me do that again. 160, let me check that. 160 times 2 naira 30 kobo times 2 naira 30 kobo. That should give us 360. So this is an error. So let me adjust this. So that is why it is always good to always recheck whatever you've done. This should be 368, okay, not 138. So let me just clean that up. Okay. So let me just clean that off, okay? So this is 368. 368, okay? So this should be 368. So that's a mistake. So this should be 368. 368. Okay, so now have 320 left. That's 320 at 2 naira, okay? 320 at 2 naira give us 640, okay? 640. So this is 8. This is 0. And this is B1. That's 1000. So this is 1008. So let me take that off too. Okay, so let's move on. So that's 1008. So let me take this off too. So let me just take the balance off. Okay, so let's have that. So 2608, that'll be 2608 minus 1008. You're gonna have 1600. That'll be 1600 left. That's 1600. Okay. So we were not told that we have 760 units. So we now have another item here, 1200. We bought 1220 kobo. That's 2200 plus 1600 will give us 3800. Okay, so let me just take that off too. So that's 3800. So that's 3800. Okay, 3800. So we're now told that we used 760 times 2.20. 760 times 2.20. Okay, that's 1672. So we're going to take that off from 3800 minus 300 minus 3800 minus 1672. 800. Okay, so we're going to be left with 2128. So 2128. Okay, that should be 2. So let me delete this. So the balance that we have here left is 2128. Okay, so that's 2128. 2128. Okay, so 760 times 220 will give us, the amount is 1672. Now it's 1672. Okay, so let me put that there. Okay, so let me add this up too, so that we know that we have 2, 5, 8, 2. So we're good to go. Okay, so this is how to apply the last in first out method. Okay, the last in first out method. So we are through with this. So the next one is to move on to the first in first out method, which we're going to address in our subsequent class. Please take your time out, watch the videos and learn from it, and also share the videos with your friends, colleagues and families, and those who are studying cost accounting or management accounting. Thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful day. So see you in the next video.